Take a look at my life and I see I ain't right for a friend, but you're so merciful that you look beyond my flaws and you gave your only life for a friend. Nah, love's so real, you don't pretend to, and you don't treat me like my friends do. Cause when they don't understand, they hate me. You always understand, rebuke and love, then you embrace me. Love's so real, I like how it feels. How could I ever do without you? How could I ever be without you? Out you, I could never go a day without you. Live my life in pain without you. Till the day when all this ends, you still be my closest friend. The only friendship that I want is yours. My everything, my heart is yours. My closest friend, my closest friend, my closest friend. Jesus is your closest brother. Let's go. Let me see you put your hands together. Let me see you put your hands together. Everybody, let me see you put your hands together. Go. It sounds well. Your boy Lifer, Kevin Downswell. Yeah.
Ain't gonna let nobody come and take my praise away. Gonna let nobody, gonna let nobody know. I ain't gonna let nobody come and take my praise away. Gonna let nobody, gonna let nobody know. Ain't gonna let nobody come and take my praise away. In the morning time,
Minutes after 29 minutes, make that 6:30 right about now. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. You are live inside the zone. You are live inside the zone. For yours truly, Chris Whilby, sitting in for my good friend Lady D Denise Gomez. It's the 27th day. It's the 27th day of the 10th month of the year 2022. How are you? It is a great day. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. Wonderful day to be alive. How are you doing? How is everybody? How is everybody doing this evening? Is everybody all right? Is everybody doing fine? Everybody doing fantastic? Everybody good? Everybody good? 6:30. All kinds of things happening here behind the scenes. Starting off a little bit late, but you know how it is. Better to be late than never, right? Good evening to you. Good evening. How are you doing? My name is Chris Whilby. They call me the Vibes Master, of course. Broadcasting live from Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, from the studios of Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, and I am sitting in for Lady D, Denise Gomez on Inside the Zone. On Linkage Radio. Yes. It's gonna be a wonderful evening. I know it is going to be. Because guess what? You are inside the zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Broadcast on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com, and that's Caribbean with a K, of course. Touch FM Radio 90.1, and Inside the Zone at Lady D on the YouTube channel. Right about now, I am broadcasting live on my YouTube channel, so you can run on over to my YouTube channel at Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. So those of you listening in on Linkage Radio, yeah, run on over to Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. I am over here in my red shirt. So run come. Yeah, run come. Yeah, run come on. Hey. I am here. I am ready. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. It's a Thursday. We gotta lively it up, you know. Gotta lively up the place. Yeah, Thursday, they call it Ben Johnson Day. Anybody know why they call it Ben Johnson Day? It's the day before Friday. We're going to figure that out. Anybody know why they call it Ben Johnson? If you know why they call it Ben Johnson Day, I want you to give me a call and tell me later on, yeah? Give me a call later on and tell me why they call Thursday Ben Johnson Day. So ITZ, Inside the Zone, is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities: family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, wealth management, life and health insurance, and food insecurity on Monday 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and of course on Thursday, that is today, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And of course, you know where the program is heard, right? This evening's feature is a center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. It is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx. And of course, Aurora Real Estate Solutions, Inc. Not just a transaction, more of a relationship. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, I'm going to give you some inspiration. That is Inspirational Zone, where we get our praise on with great gospel music, followed by News Zone. And I must tell you, we're having some problems with the GIS feature. We're not getting the current news. We're not getting yesterday's news. So I'm gonna give you the rebroadcast of yesterday's news from GIS because I know a lot of you didn't catch it. So we're gonna play that one for you. All right. For some reason we're not getting today's news. We're getting some live broadcast from them. We get our praise on with great gospel music. Yes, yes, yes. And then that's gonna be followed by Music Zone. And today is Disco Thursday, you know. Lady D said today is Disco Thursday. So you know how that go. Alright, so yeah, I don't mind. I love me some disco music. I don't mind. And of course, in the zone this evening. What's in the zone? There is a video going around, ladies and gentlemen, there's a video going around of a policeman, well, two policemen, in an should I say an entanglement or melee, fracas, whatever it is, you describe it. They were trying to apprehend a young man down there in Jamaica, and he was resisting arrest, was fighting the police officers, and he got shot. Now, people are talking about it. I would love to hear your opinion about, do you believe that the police went overboard? Do you believe that they should have done everything, or they did everything to bring that man in alive? Or do you believe that he got what was coming to him? That's coming up later on, right? So let's talk about that. What's in the zone? I'm going to be here with you until 9 o'clock. So I'm going to be on Linkage Radio until 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to continue on Caribbean Vibes Radio until 9 o'clock. Because normally I would pick up where Lady D left off at 8 o'clock on my station, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. However, doing this show, I'm going to split it down the middle a little bit. So I'm only going to do 1 hour of my show this evening, because it's going to be like 3 hours. Boy, you know, I can't manage the marathon, the 4 hours thing. So I'm just going to do 3 hours. So I'm going to continue once I get off Linkage Radio. I'm going to continue with my show on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com and on my YouTube channel. So those of you who are on the YouTube channel, I hope that you will stick around with me for 1 hour after we are done here on Linkage Radio. So without further ado, let's get our praise on.
We bless you, Jesus. Yes. May your glory fill this place, and your presence will embrace. For your loving kindness is better than life, and so we lift her in praise. You're the joy of my desire. You're my all-consuming fire.
yes. 6:42. Make that 6:43, the ever-changing clock on the wall. Jason Mighty, fill this place.
Come on, say after me. I will testify. Hallelujah. Come on, say it again.
I will testify.
I will testify.
Chevelle Franklin.
I will testify. I will testify.
We're going to get to the news in just a moment.
Testify.
Stand by.
I will testify.
Just a moment.
Let me hear you sing now, now, now.
Don't you dare touch that
Oh,
now.
Lord, oh, Lord.
It is Inside the Zone with Chris Whilby sitting in for my good friend Lady D, Denise Gomez.
Oh, Lord.
She's off relaxing somewhere.
Yes,
Well-deserved rest, yeah?
I
And you know we can't say no. We know we can't say no to Lady D, right?
did what?
I tell ya.
Oh, you turned it for me.
Was at work this morning, this afternoon, and I wasn't sure because I work a good distance away from home, you know, and I wasn't sure. And boy, you know, traveling home and I'm looking at the traffic, and I was like, boy, I tell you,
It was over. You turned it
gotta get there, you know.
when I thought it was over.
The
Oh,
traffic was, you know the peak hour traffic, yeah.
yeah, I will.
Try to sneak out a little bit early because I thought it wasn't gonna be so bad, but boy, I tell you, it's like
Yes, I will.
traffic was still there,
Well, you
but I made it, yeah.
will testify. Come on,
And I'm here.
and say, will, yeah,
6:45,
I will testify.
and yes, we're here and we're alive.
Good Lord, you're so good. Testify.
Good evening to you all, Linkage Radio, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network.
Thought it was over. Good Lord, you turned it for me. Oh, just when I thought it was over. Brand new testimony. Brand new. Over. Oh.
Hey, Touch FM Radio 90.1. How are you doing? How are you?
Just when I thought it was over, brand new testimony. My blessing shall be permanent. My blessing shall be permanent blessing. My blessing shall be permanent blessing. Oh, my blessing shall be permanent blessing. Permanent, yeah. Permanent.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 6:46. Let's get the news out the way, and then we come back and take care of some more business. All right, it is the 27th day of the 10th month of the year 2022. Here is a rebroadcast of the GIS news from yesterday.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 26, 2022. Jamaica has seen a sharp rise in business confidence, along with modest growth in consumer confidence. For the third quarter of 2022, business confidence grew by 18.3% and consumer confidence by 4.2% when compared to the prior period. Those results are among the main takeaways shared by the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, JCC, from its most recent survey of businesses and consumers released on Tuesday. The JCC says it reflects optimism regarding current business conditions and a higher proportion of firms convinced that now is a good time to invest. Firms also reported strong optimism for the future with respect to the economy and their finances, largely confirming that their return on capital during the third quarter was either as they had expected or higher than expected. As a result, their expectation for future profits over the short to medium term grew by 19.3%. Consumers reported more cautious optimism in the current and anticipated growth in the economy. When compared to the preceding quarter, it shows a slight dip in persons' assessment of their current economic circumstances, which is down by 1.9%, while their expectations for the short to medium term grew by 7%. Ground has been broken for Jamaica's first Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts and Mathematics STEAM Academy. The institution is to be located in Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine. It's being built by public-private partnership and forms part of government's long-term plans for the advancement and mainstreaming of STEAM education in Jamaica. During Tuesday's landmarking and groundbreaking exercise, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the establishment of these schools was central to the continued transformation of the education sector.
If we make that level of investment, those schools must continue to be exceptional schools decade after the investment is made. The infrastructure part of it, the schools themselves will be about $115.2 million US. So these are not small allocations for the schools. We're going to put in the necessary ICT support, that is the computer, and training in computer sciences so that the teachers are able to integrate computer technology in every aspect of the curriculum. And then we have to do the capacity building. That is the training of the teachers.
The Jamaica 60 Legacy Project is designed to be climate resilient, green and technology driven. The Prime Minister says under the Greater Bernard Lodge development, plans are also underway to erect a police post nearby. Meanwhile, a more affordable and fast broadband internet service is coming to residents of rural communities under the JUMP initiative being implemented by the government and telecommunications company Flow. The pilot program, launched by the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology recently, will benefit approximately 1,500 households. Portfolio Minister Darrell Vaz says partnership is critical to ensuring that the country's needs are being met.
This is an absolute game changer. This is showing the concept that Flow and Liberty came up with, that they have used in other jurisdictions, which they are now introducing to Jamaica, and shows that government and their private sectors, partners, can work, but most importantly, work efficiently and on a timely basis.
The full rollout of the initiative is anticipated in the next 6 months, when more individuals will be able to participate. Students on the Program of Advancement through Health and Education, PATH, will be prioritized for access to the internet to ensure they can complete their lessons. Other critical partners in the program are the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, One-on-One Educational Services, Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation, the Mona School of Business and Management, and the Caribbean School of Data. Approximately 15,000 persons living in northern Clarendon are now benefiting from improved water supply following the commissioning of the Mason River Kellett's Sandy River Water Supply Scheme. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Samuda, visited the parish recently to commission the system. He reiterated government's commitment to ensuring citizens have reliable access to potable water.
This is the basic right of all of our citizens, and we are going to work to ensure that the 22% of our citizens nationally that don't have potable water get it in the shortest possible time.
The project was completed by the National Water Commission at a cost of $250 million. It serves residents of Crofts Hill, Roden Hall, Douglas Castle, Rowtown, and adjoining communities. About 3,000 women and youth are set to benefit from agricultural equipment and supplies to help increase food production. This is being done through the collaborative effort of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, and the World Bank under the Ready 2 program. The supplies and equipment will be used in crop production, apiculture, fisheries, livestock, broilers, and layer operations. Managing Director of JSIF, Omar Sweeney, says the goal is to give farmers and fishermen the inputs they need to rebound from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
These 3,000 entities, 3,000 farmers, in collaboration with the RADA, the 4-H Club, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries will receive $150 million worth of inputs that are geared towards their COVID-19 recovery.
Jamaicans are also being encouraged to support local farmers and fishers by purchasing more local products in order to protect our food supply. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has joined a growing list of persons expressing sadness at the passing of veteran broadcaster and actress Leonie Forbes. Miss Forbes died at the University Hospital of the West Indies on Tuesday. She was 85. In expressing condolences, Mr. Holness says Jamaica has lost an iconic and pioneering figure in media and film, adding that her crisp, clear voice, warm personality, and contribution to Jamaica's development in media and the arts will never be forgotten. Leonie's first stint in radio was at the Government Information Service, now the Jamaica Information Service, where she made contributions to programs produced for government broadcast. She was also an announcer at the now defunct Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, JBC, and has helped to co-author voice and speech modules for broadcasters over the years. As an actress, Leonie starred in 12 national pantomimes and several films, including Club Paradise, Smile Orange, Milk and Honey, and A Winter Tale. In 1980, Leonie was conferred with the Order of Distinction for her contribution to the development of theatre on the island. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:54, and that is a rebroadcast of the news, courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. All right, so I have a little few. I have a little few now, but let me play some music first. Let me play some music. I have a little few there, but let me see if I can get some music in here, because it is Thursday now. It is Thursday. See if we can wake you up just a little bit, huh? For the next 5 minutes, gotta get a little bit jiggy. Oh boy. They say no romance without finance.
Nothing in life is free. That's why I'm asking you.
Of course, you know, it is Linkage Radio.
Possibilities. So I'm looking for a man who's got some money in hand. 'Cause nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have
it is the day before Friday, the day before payday.
Oh, life is too serious. Love's too mysterious.
Ouch.
A fly girl like me needs security. 'Cause ain't nothing going on but the rent.
You know what I call this? This program here?
Wanna be with me?
It is Inside the Zone, the Chris Whilby Show.
You got to have a J.O.
Because we're going on till 9 o'clock.
Be with me.
So all of you listening on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network,
The finest.
you're gonna have me for an extra hour. Because guess what? We are live right about now on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network.
Boy, you're silky.
So it's 3 hours.
But we're only wasting time if your pockets are empty. I got lots of love to give, but I will have to avoid you if you're
Music.
unemployed. It's nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something.
I want to say good evening to all of the YouTubers.
It's too serious.
King Ryan, good evening to you, my brother.
Serious.
Sister Pat, how are you doing?
Girl like me needs
Sister Carol,
'cause ain't nothing going.
how are you doing, my sister?
You got to have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with
Gotta have a J.O.B., of course,
me.
if you want to be with me. Yeah.
You got to have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with me. No romance.
Brother Oral Patrick, how's it going?
I said no
How's it going in your neck of the woods?
romance.
Chris Whilby Inside the Zone, sitting in for my good friend Lady D. Denise Gomez.
No romance. Without finance.
So somebody just walked in. Somebody just walked in and And they're wondering, what is he doing in the studio at this hour of the evening?
But your pockets sure look empty.
She's opening her eyes wide and staring at me like, what am I missing?
Leave for nothing.
What am I missing? What is he doing in the studio at this hour of the evening?
You wanna be
He's not normally on at 6 o'clock.
lost.
He's not normally on at 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. He's normally on at 8 o'clock.
I said life is too serious,
And that's when I said,
too mysterious.
I'm sitting in for Lady D. Denise Gomez.
Cause ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have
And then she's like,
be
oh,
me.
here you go.
Going on but the rent. You got to have a J.O.
It means that she's not paying attention because I sent her the link and she did not. You see what I catch up on, people? I sent her the link and she ignored it totally. Oh boy, I tell you.
I said no romance.
No romance without finance. So let the music play a little bit longer.
What can you do for me?
This is Simone Miley, direct with Unite Jamaica people, and you are listening to The Chris Whilby Show on Caribbean Vibes Radio.
Did I tell you? It's Inside the Zone, the Chris Whilby Show on Linkage Radio and Caribbean Vibes Radio Network.
Your silky words are sweet, but your pockets sure look empty. If you wanna be with me, 'cause life is too serious, love's too mysterious. A fly girl like me needs
These beats are hot. In the mix with a badass DJ.
got to have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with me.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
You wanna be with me? No romance with the finest. I said no romance with the finest. No romance with the finest. I said no romance without finesse. Oh, you look good to me. Your silky words are sweet, but your pockets sure look empty. Nothing for nothing, leave for nothing. You got to have something if you wanna be with me. Oh, life is too serious, love's too mysterious. A fly girl like me needs security. I said life is too serious, love's too mysterious. Fly girl like me needs security. 'Cause ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with me. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with me. No romance without finance. No romance without finance. No romance without finance. I said no romance without finance. What can you do for me?
I tell you. All right, so let me Let me just take this down just a moment. We're gonna get back to some more music. Eh? So, all right. So I don't have that sound effect there, where from the lady D. I can't find that sound effect. So we've got mail. Let's just say that, right? Now, from the subject line. So Lady D forwarded this one to me, and she said, "Chris, you have to read it." So I'm reading it. It says, "Your emails are my priority." From the subject line, "How can our children respect me if my wife does not?" Dear Lady D, life is hard, especially with stepchildren. Don't get me wrong. There are blended families with great stories, but I don't have one right now. I dated my girlfriend for 3 years before we got married in 2014. When we first met in 2011, she had a 4-year-old twins, a boy and a girl. Their father went on vacation to London 2 years after they turned 2 and never returned. As I write you this email, we do not know if he is dead or alive. One afternoon, we met in a supermarket in the Bronx while she was shopping. Her son, an energetic boy, had pulled off an item from a shelf and she was screaming at him. Seeing her distress, I walked over and assisted her. Somehow, I felt like asking for her number, and she willingly gave it to me. After that, we became friends, fell in love, and you know what they say, the rest is history. We got married. Well, I mean, put in a little part in this still. Anyway, continuing the letter, over the years, our children have challenged us. I love my children, but my wife does not like it when I discipline them, especially our daughter. They are now 15, hanging out with unruly and disrespectful teenagers. Things heightened when our daughter came home with piercings on her nose and tongue. Lady D, I was livid. The influence a friend of hers has on her is overpowering. Her friend's mother, a drug addict, was busted for drugs on several occasions. No matter how we try, our daughter refuses to listen to us and sneaks away with that girl every chance she gets. But what got me the most was how casually my wife dealt with the situation. As I stood in our kitchen scolding her, my wife shouted, "How dare you speak to my daughter that way?" Her daughter. All I did was ask her where she got the piercings done and that I would take her back to remove them. While I tried to reason with my wife, she kept saying she would handle her daughter on her own way, or on her own rather. From what she said, that was what our daughter wanted to hear. I could not fathom why my wife chose to appease the situation because her daughter needed a firm hand. During my wife's rebuke, my daughter added her insult, "Go have a daughter of your own," and stomped off. My child, I have loved for 8 years, spoke to me in such a disrespectful way. I know teenagers can be selfish, but the fact that my wife did not see the seriousity of the matter angered me even more. Of course, her mishandling of the situation has put a strain on our relationship. I don't know how to relate to her because she has hurt me to my core. Recently, I raised the matter and asked her to sit with me and talk to resolve the hurt, but she refused. She says, until I learn my place in our family, she has nothing to say to me and will not apologize. My place? It is as though I am the boy in the family. Lady D, how can our children respect me if my wife does not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh boy, oh boy. 774-408-8860.
If you wanna be with me,
Who's gonna be the first to respond to that one?
the finest.
I have nothing to add to it.
No romance with the finest.
I'm just the bearer of the news, eh? Call me 774-408-8860. Let's talk.
Oh, you look good to me. Your silky words are sweet, but your pockets sure look empty.
It is a Thursday, 8 minutes after 7 o'clock, inside the zone, the Chris Whilby Show. Chris will be sitting in for Lady D. Denise Gomez. Come on, talk to me, family. 774-408-8860. What's your opinion?
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by, and we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we just begun to get our share of this world's delight.
Are they really family? Are they really family, though? I tell you.
What goes inside? No, we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no.
Don't forget the number to call is 774-408-8860. If you want to comment on that letter. It's Disco Thursday. And of course, it's a big bad station with a big bad DJ playing all the big bad songs.
Are hot. In the mix with the baddest DJ.
The look in your eyes is more than enough to make my poor heart burst into flame. From the moment we met,
And of course, it's a cool 58 degrees Fahrenheit. What's the temperature like in your neck of the woods? What you say, King? Too bad fever. You need to go find him one, don't you? Why, I tell you. No, sir.
Such a feeling I get whenever we touch. Girl, like no other I felt before. It's still so new and yet I need you so much to make you mine forevermore. You're the kind of woman that can turn my world around. 'Cause you show me what unselfish love is all about. Without it all, it's all love, babe. Yeah. I feel that pounding in my heart when you call my name. It's all love, babe. It's all love, babe. It's all love, babe. Every time that you're near, it becomes so clear. It's all love, babe. It's all love, babe. Yeah. It's all love, babe. I feel that pounding in
So there is this story, ladies and gentlemen. There's a story in the news, because nobody want to talk about that, so that's fine. Let's just move on. There's a story in the news that an Iranian man who didn't wash, and when they say wash, they mean he did not bathe for a half a century, dies at 94. An Iranian man who didn't wash, and again I say, it no mean him never wash any clothes. It means he did not get a shower or a bath for a half a century. He died at the age of 94. And you wouldn't believe this story. Listen to this story here. A hermit dubbed by media, because a lot of people hear the headline and think, why, what him live long for, you know. But listen, he probably would have lived longer. But listen to this. A hermit dubbed by media as the world's dirtiest man has died at the age of 94, just months after having his first wash in decades, meaning that he got a shower for the first time in decades and he got sick. Amu Haji had refused to use soap and water for more than half a century, fearing it would make him sick. The Iranian, who lived in the southern province of Fars, had avoided previous attempts by villagers to get him clean. But local media say Amu Haji finally succumbed to pressure and washed a few months ago. According to Iran's IRNA News, he became ill shortly afterwards and died on Sunday. In a previous interview given to the Tehran Times in 2014, he revealed his favorite meal was porcupine and that he lived between a hole in the ground and a brick shack built by concerned neighbors in the village of Dejga. He told the outlet at the time his unusual choices were down to emotional setbacks when he was younger. Years of not bathing had left him with skin covered in soot and pus, Erna said, while his diet had consisted of rotten meat and unsanitary water drunk from an old oil can. He was also fond of smoking, being pictured on at least one occasion puffing on more than one cigarette at once, rather. Attempts to bathe him or offer him clean water to drink made him sad, the news agency said. However, Whether he holds the record for having gone the longest without taking a bath has been a matter of some debate. Back in 2009, there were reports of an Indian man who had at that point not washed or brushed his teeth for 35 years. What happened to him since was not immediately clear. So, what's the moral of this story? I don't know. Anybody can tell me what's the moral of this story? Don't force people to shower. If you live half a century and you have not showered, you can't just continue. Because the man, he didn't want to shower. And these people forced him to shower. And he got sick just right after. This is the very thing that he was afraid of. He was afraid that if he showered, he would have gotten sick. And he would have died. And that's exactly what happened. Why I tell you. It's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. You're listening into Inside the Zone with Chris Whilby, sitting in for Lady D, Denise Gomez. How are you doing this evening? How is everybody doing this evening? You can call me, you can call me at 774-408-8860. All right, so let me move to something else. There was a video circulating on social media. I am not going to show the video because it's a graphic video, right? But the news says a broken wrist among injuries to cops in fatal tussle with St. Elizabeth wanted man. That is the news from the Jamaica Gleaner, October 23rd, 2022. And it reads thus: the story: two policemen who were involved in a tussle with a now deceased wanted man in Nain, St. Elizabeth on Sunday are being treated for various injuries, including a broken wrist. The Corporate Communications Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force has issued a statement on the incident, which ended in the death of 25-year-old Twain Morrison, otherwise called Wasp, of Stephen Run District in Nain. Several videos in the incident have emerged online. Reports from the Junction Police are that about 3 p.m., a police team responded to a call for assistance with a domestic dispute in the community. Morrison had allegedly assaulted relatives with an illegal firearm and made threats to kill them, the police statement said. It added that while the police were trying to make the arrest, Morrison resisted and reportedly attempted to disarm one of the cops. The police discharged their weapon and Morrison was hit. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Both policemen are receiving treatment for multiple injuries sustained during the altercation, including a broken wrist, several bite wounds inflicted by the now deceased, the police said. Earlier, head of Police Area 3, in which St. Elizabeth Falls Assistant Commissioner Glenford Miller said the police were forced to ditch handcuff protocol because of the man's behavior. So, that's the story. That's what's in the zone. Saw the video, and I don't know. In my opinion, it was a justified shooting. It was a justified shooting. A lot of people, it caused a lot of debate, and I understand the reaction of people who were a little bit disturbed, to say the least, because hearing about a death and actually seeing it taking place on film, are two different things. Normally, we hear about these situations in the news, but this one, we actually witness it, and it wasn't for the faint of heart. The police, they went for this young man, and he was resisting vehemently. He decided that he wasn't going to go. At one point, he even said, "Una have to go kill me." Yeah, he actually said that. Una Africa kill me. And there's a debate about how the police handled the situation and whether they could have done anything else or if they did everything that they could have done to bring him in alive. Yeah? I don't know that they did not. Based on what I saw on the film, I believe that he was fighting the police. He was resisting. And if he had the chance, he would have disarmed the police officers. You know? And I think the police, they just had enough and decided that, you know, that's going to end it right there. And there were pictures going around circulating of him attempting to disarm one of the police officers. And that's when, because one of his hands actually got free from the handcuff. And at the time when he got shot, only one of his hands were in the handcuff. And so that's what's in the zone. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the video. And if you have a comment on it, if you do, you can call me 774-408-8860. There's also another thing in the news. But, you know, I made a calculated decision before I came on air that I wasn't going to touch it. Not going to talk about it. I don't think that I am qualified to discuss this particular issue. I think it's above my pay grade. I have discussed it privately with my friends, my colleagues. But I don't think that I am in a position to discuss it publicly. And we all know which it's the one where it's a story that is reverberating around the globe. You know, people getting cancelled and, you know, people making all kind of statement and whatever, you know. But I feel like I don't know enough on the subject matter in order to discuss it. And so I am going to leave it alone. But I'm gonna elevate the discussion a little bit. I'm gonna go back to 1995, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna show you a video. And then I am going to talk to you a little bit. I want to bring the discussion in a different direction than what everybody is talking about. And here's the video. 1995.
I would caution the audience during the course of the reading of these verdicts to remain calm, and that if there is any disruption during the reading of the verdicts, the bailiffs will have the obligation to remove any persons disrupting these proceedings. All right, Mrs. Robertson. All right, Mr. Simpson, would you please stand and face the jury? Mrs. Robertson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the State of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony, upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, further find the special circumstance that the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, has in this case been convicted of at least one crime of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be not true. Signed this second day of October 1995, Juror 230. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all.
So I decided to go back to 1995, ladies and gentlemen, because I wanted to have a discussion. And I want you to think about what I'm going to say here. There are many times as black people, we have decided that we are going to come to the defense of people within the black community for no other reason other than the fact that they are black. And I've listened to the arguments and listened to the debates and, about the present situation that's going on right now and how people are rallying behind people, for whatever better word. And sometimes I question, is it only because these people are black why we tend to defend them? We tend to close ranks even when they are accused of some serious things. Can anybody, looking back, really believe that O.J. Simpson wasn't guilty? I don't know. He was found not guilty in the court of law. But the fact is that even before he was found not guilty, the entire black community was behind him. Or most black people were behind him and supporting him. There were huge cheers when he was found not guilty. People celebrated when O.J. Simpson, he was accused of murdering 2 people. Viciously murdering 2 people. And we black people close ranks. R. Kelly. For years, R. Kelly was allowed to continue to do what he was doing because black people loved his music and black people closed ranks around him, and a lot of people knew what he was doing. But because he's black and he's a celebrity, a lot of black people allowed him to continue abusing children. Bill Cosby was accused of rape. Black people rallied behind him. Tiger Woods was accused of doing some things. Black people rallied behind him. And the list goes on and on. So I decided that I was going to, I thought about discussing it, but when I think about the whole thing, and there are so many different parts, there are so many different layers to this present situation that I decided that I am not going to touch it with a long stick. Not publicly, because it's way above my pay grade. And I'm not going to be one of those people who are just going to close ranks behind a person because of his skin color. I believe if a person is wrong, irrespective of color or creed, he should be treated as such. And there are times when we have to understand that words matter. And I also heard saying, ladies and gentlemen, I also heard people talking about when people don't cancel you when you say certain things, but they cancel you when you say certain. Let me just say this really quickly. You know, one of the things about us as black people, we don't stick together. Ain't nobody gonna fight your battles for you if you're not fighting it for yourself. Let me say that again. No one is going to fight your battles for you if you don't fight them for yourself. If somebody says something derogatory, if a black person says something derogatory about a black race, about the black race, the entire black race, on multiple occasions, and half of black people still support that person, you believe that people from other races and other cultures are going to come and cancel that person because half of the people, if you say something so disgusting, so derogatory, and yet half the people still buy your product, they still go to your concert, they still listen to your music, they still support you in every way and find ways of defending you. Why do you believe that other people are going to come to your aid and cancel that person? No. Other people, they have a zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. You come at one, you come at all. And they will stick together and they will take you down. It doesn't matter who you are. Not so with black people. We have to start respecting ourselves before people respect us. That is my take on the situation. I don't know if anybody has anything. I decided that I'm not going to touch the particular situation. If you notice, I'm even staying away from describe. Everybody know what I'm talking about, but I'm staying away from it. I'm not going to touch it because there's so many different parts to it, and I don't believe that I am qualified to discuss it in public. I'm not educated enough on a lot of the different aspects of it. So I can't say with any degree of certainty about some of the discussions, you know what I mean, one way or the other about some of it. I can speculate. I can share my opinion. But then it is so toxic that guess what? I don't know if I want to touch it. So I'm just gonna leave it. Alright? So anyway, let's get back to some more music, right? It is Disco Thursday, 7:37 p.m. Inside the Zone with Chris Whilby. Sitting in for Lady D Denise Gomez. Off somewhere. I wonder if she's in the Caribbean, huh? Maybe we need some hot stuff, yeah? You can call me anytime, 774-408-8860. Gonna come back to some more music right after this.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Hi, this is Carsa Tenant Newell, owner of Aurora Real Estate Solutions. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or renting a home in New York or the state of Georgia, I can help. Remember, real estate is one of the best ways to build wealth. Call me at 914-573-1922 to find out more. That's 914-573-1922, or follow me on Instagram at Carsa Tenant Newell. That's Carsa Tenant Newell. I'm looking forward to earning your business.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that I'm going for 3 hours. So we're going pretty quickly. So I will be getting out of here at 9 o'clock. All right, so those of you on Linkage Radio, I will be leaving you at the top of the hour. And then those of you on Caribbean Vibes Radio, I'm gonna still be on the YouTube channel. Those of you on the YouTube channel, you can stick around for another hour. And yeah, stick around. Yeah. We have all kinds of things going on for that 1 hour there. Yeah, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. So make sure that you stick around. All right. Mixing it up a little bit. Oh boy.
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. Baby, I can't hold it much longer. It's getting stronger and stronger. When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. Sexual healing. Oh baby, makes me feel so fine. Helps to relieve my mind. Sexual healing, baby, is good for me. Sexual healing is something that's good for me. Whenever blue teardrops are falling, and my emotional stability is leaving me, there is something I can do. I can get on the telephone and call you up, baby. And honey, I know you'll be there to relieve me. Love you give to me will free me. If you don't know the things you're needing, I can tell you, darling, that it's sexual healing. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's make love tonight. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. 'Cause you're doing right, baby.
Hey, don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you watching the YouTube channel, don't be surprised if after I am done, YouTube block this video here. Don't be surprised, eh? You know, for those of you who were on the radio, were on the YouTube channel, who tuned in on Sunday, you may have seen where that video was blocked. They blocked it later on in the night because of one of the songs they claim was copyright, whatever. So they blocked it. But I fixed it. They took it down. I fixed it, and it is back up on the channel. So yeah, you can go back and view it if you so desire. All right. So I know some people, they rewatch the show after it is, especially when them say the show turn up. You know, they go back and they watch it. You know, somebody inbox me and said, Chris, oh my God, they take down the video. I was like, really? So I went back and I edited it and I fixed it. So it is back up on YouTube. So for those of you who missed Divine Praise on Sunday and you want to go and rewatch it, you can now do so. All right. There are just some songs that you can't touch with a long pole, you know what I mean?
I'll keep working my
Even as a premium,
with a burning love
as a premium member of YouTube, there are certain songs that you just can't touch.
to you, babe, and the happiness that I let it get away.
Been paying every day.
You were so in love with me. I played around like I was free. Thought I could have my cake and eat it too. But how I cried over losing you. See, I'm down and out. I ain't about to go living my life without you. Hey, every day I made you cry. I prayed and girl till the day I die. I'll keep working my way back to you, babe, with a burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe, and the happiness that died, I let it get away.
Been paying every day.
I used to love to make you cry. It made me feel like a man inside. If I had been a man in reality, you would be here, baby, loving me. Now my nights are long and lonely, and I ain't too proud, babe, I just miss you so. Girl, but you're too proud and won't give in. But when I think about all I could win, I'll keep working my way back to you, babe, with a burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe, and the happiness that died, I let it get away.
Paying every day.
My road is kind of long. I just gotta get back home. Oh, I'm really sorry for acting that way. I'm really sorry. Ooh, little girl, I'm really sorry for telling you lies for so long.
7:48 and counting.
Forgive me, girl, come on. Won't you forgive me, girl? Hey.
Good evening, you're live on the radio. How are you?
I'm doing very well, very well.
Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I should be sleeping now, but the music is keeping me up, man.
I tell you, music a blast, don't you?
Loving it, loving it.
Yeah. What's that, man?
Every time I say I'm going to be silent on your show, you know, you say something that just trigger me.
Yes, man. Yes. I love to trigger people, you know. So that's me. That's me.
I know.
Very controversial.
I know I don't have much time, so first thing that you read about the guy, the stepdad, and the lady,
yeah.
I just want to touch on it real quick, in a quick way. Unfortunately, step-parents, it's such a challenging situation that you're in as a step-parent, I believe. And in this case, I believe that he will not win when it comes to the late his wife and her daughter, but he is the man of the house. So my thought process is, yes, let her do the discipline, since the child is not his, and they will every time he tries to discipline the child, it will cause a lot of resentment between the mom and between the child. So the mom should do the discipline, but I understand he's saying she's not. Well, he has to have that talk, and he has to have that serious talk, helping her to understand he is the man of the house. He's a man, and he cannot have a young person disrespecting him in his own home. And so the mother has to make there has to be some form of compromise. There has to be. She has to come up, or they probably need a family meeting, and some rules need to be laid down, and some consequences need to be decided on with all three. As to when she disrespects me, whatever the consequence they think, will teach a lesson. They have to come up with that. So that's what I have to say about that quickly. Now, just so you know, I'm learning to say how I argue. I do argue on the side of right.
Right.
That's my philosophy. I'm on the side of right. So the killing in Jamaica, I had to take a deep sigh. I had to exhale, because it infuriates me in America when I see two cops on a person, and these are trained cops who know how to take down people and who know how to put people in handcuffs. They're trained how to, disarm people. They have the training. And it really upsets me. I'm just saying, in America, especially when it's the white cops on the black man, and you still kill him when he was not necessarily a threat to your life. Now, in Jamaica, I know the guy, he was resisting. I know, they said in the struggle, the cop got his arm broken. How I reason is, in the eyes of right, if you have one hand handcuffed and you have two cops, now if it was just one cop, I could understand the shooting. But there were two cops there. And you're telling me that two cops could not control this guy? I mean, yes, he bit, and yes, he did some things, but that was not I don't see where he was in a position where he could take their lives, unless you said when he reached, when one hand was free. I just don't believe that part, that when one
well, there
hand
is actually a video. There is actually a picture showing his hand almost on the cop's gun. Yeah, there is actually a picture circulating. I don't know, remember, it's a video. So what they did is slow it down, and then they took a picture of him actually reaching for the officer's gun, and it was at that time, and the police decided to shoot him.
And people can photocopy that. And the reason why I'm saying it this way, yes, I understand in the Jamaican, in our mentality, he's a murderer and he shouldn't live, because that is kind of our mentality. But the problem I have is, we have a court of law, and that is what the court is for. And too many Jamaican people feel that it is their right to decide who lives and who dies.
Well, in this case, it was the police officers.
Yeah?
In this case, it was the police officers.
Yeah, and that is why I don't believe two police officers could not handcuff the guy. I just don't believe it. I don't believe
Did you
that
did
two
you
police
did you get
officers.
did you get a chance to watch the video?
I did.
So you
All
so
that is
so
blocked out. All that is blocked out.
no, man,
So
you have the you have the you have some of the raw.
Say
No,
you're
no.
gonna have to kill me.
No, there's a raw footage. There's a raw footage going around. There's actually I have seen the raw footage where everything was there and
wasn't blocked out.
no, nothing was blocked out in the footage that I got. Nothing was blocked out, and that's why I came away with the conclusion that it was a justified shooting. No, I'm normally on the. It's funny, because in America, I have to see it, and to believe it or whatever. And even when I see it, I am skeptical. But in Jamaica, I am mostly. I have to say it. I am very biased when it comes to cops, and the reason I am is because of the lawlessness. It's because of how brazen these criminals are. I know for a fact that these youngsters, they will not think twice to take out a police officer. They will not think twice to murder anybody. So because of that fact, I am always on the police officer's side, and then if I see where the police officer, if in my opinion I watch a video, I see something where the police officer went wrong, then I am going to say, well, I think that the police officer went wrong. But in this case, I as much as I'm biased against the police officer, I really still, not against the police officer, I am biased in the police officer's favor. I still believe that it was a justified shooting, because to the length of time that they were, and we're about 3 minutes to, don't go anywhere, Carol. Stay on the phone. We are going to continue this discussion on the Chris Whilby Show. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by, Carol. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very, very much for being a part of Inside the Zone with Chris Whilby, sitting in for Lady D, Denise Gomez. I'll be back here next week, Thursday, to do it all over again. Lady D is out for a couple of weeks. She's resting and enjoying herself. And so my brother, Patrick Tyson, did a fantastic job on Monday. And I am running the Thursday shows. And I'll be back next Thursday, God's willing. Is hoping that you're going to have a wonderful rest of the evening. And those of you who are on Caribbean Vibes Radio, stick around, because the Chris Whilby Show continues. Those of you on YouTube, I hope that you can stick around also. And those of you on Linkage Radio over there in New York City, if you're listening, if you're driving in your car and you're listening, come on, man, come on. Hang on, run on over to the YouTube channel. It's Caribbean with a K, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Let's continue the discussion. Carol and I are going to continue the discussion. But in the meantime, I want to say bye-bye to you on Linkage Radio. We still have a couple of minutes left in the show, but I didn't want to go out like that. So I wanted to make sure that I said my goodbyes before. So yes, let me put a let me see here, let me see, I'll put another song on to take us out of here. Listen to this one here. This is the one that's gonna take us out of here. When she was my girl. Oh boy, oh boy. Who can relate to this one? 7:59 and counting. Have a fantastic evening. Those of you on Linkage Radio that have to go, blessings to you, everybody. The Chris Whilby Show continues right here on the Big Bad Station, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network.
I
held her near, told her how much I cared when she was.
Good evening to you, Nola Dylan. Stand by, don't go anywhere.
When she was my girl. When she was my girl. There was laughter and loving in my world every day. When she was my girl. Oh, what joy she would bring. Now I've lost everything. She's gone. Gone, 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 gone. I spend the night dreaming how she used to be when she was my girl. When she was my girl. When she was my girl, there was laughter and loving in my world. Yes, it was. When she was my girl, oh, what joy she would bring. Now I've lost everything. She's gone. The big leg girl is gone. She used to be everything to me when she was my girl. Yeah, my girl. She my girl. She's so funky, can't you see? And this girl belongs to me. She's my girl. When we walk down the street, I would tell everyone we meet, this is my girl. She
Was my girl when she was my girl. I tell you. Yes, man. Yes. So right about now, we're into the Chris Whilby show. So let me get the theme song going right now. Let me get the theme song.
Yeah, we're going to Chris Whilby.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
Caribbean vibes radio positive ways.
Big up yourself, Stratos.
All the time.
All right, that's our word.
Caribbean vibes.
See it there?
Caribbean vibes.
That was there. Stratos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Caribbean vibes. Yeah. The first time I hear Caribbean vibes, I just had to stay. I had to put a golden crown on Caribbean vibes, and I know they don't understand the way Caribbean vibes play. I know they should understand that the champion is here to stay. Caribbean vibes, they cannot play like you. They wanna play like you, that's true. Caribbean vibes, they cannot play like you. Wanna play like you. Play the way you do. They all wish on the stars above, just to get Caribbean vibes love. But dreams are made to come true. Dream, that's all they out there can do. And I don't wanna stay away. 'cause it's positive vibes today. And I know I don't wanna stay away. I just positive songs I play. Caribbean vibes, they cannot play like you. They wanna play like you, that's true. Caribbean vibes, they wanna play like you. Cannot play like you. Play the way you do. Ooh, yeah. Caribbean vibes are play. Ooh, yeah. Night and day. Ooh, yeah. Positive vibes. Oh yeah. Stratus representing for Caribbean Vibes Radio.
All right, yeah, Stratos, big up yourself, Stratos. All right, so welcome everybody to the Grace Whilby Show. It is now 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. All right, so we are live and we are on. So we have Carol on the line, and we're discussing the shooting that recently took place down there in Jamaica, where 2 police officers apprehended a criminal, and they were trying to handcuff him. They were trying to take him in to custody. They actually got the handcuff on him. They said they could not get the handcuff on him the proper way because of how much he was resisting, and so they had to put the handcuff on him in front, which posed a threat to the police officers, because once the handcuff is in front of him, he's still gonna be able to fight like hell. And that's what he did. He told the police officers that he's not going with them, and that they were going to have to kill him, his own words. And ultimately that's what happened. Police officers said that he reached for his weapon, and they had to shoot him. Now, in my assessment, I believe it was a justified shooting. Other people disagree with me, and Carol is saying that she feels some kind of way about it, and she don't like the fact that 2 police officers went for this guy and they could not apprehend him without killing him. All right, so Carol, continue.
Okay, so let me just set a precedent, because I got a chance to sing while you were playing the music.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
Yeah, man.
Alrighty. I've watched and compare in America the white persons who resist cops, and I've compared. In fact, there was a year that's all I did, because I was so livid about the cops killing black men in America. And I've seen so many videos, Chris, where the white person was either able to pull out a weapon on the cop. Some of them one of them got into the cop car and all this stuff, and was not shot and killed. However, in America, as soon as the black man wiggles to resist arrest, because he gets killed. In Jamaica, that video, somebody was saying, how can he, whatever, if your knees on his neck or something like that? You remember the lady that had, 2 ladies had something.
Yeah, it wasn't the knee, it was his hand. He had his hand at the back of his neck. He was holding him. That again, it wasn't an improper hold. He wasn't choking him. He held him. The police are trained to hold you a certain way in order to have leverage over you, so to speak. So he wasn't really choking him. He had his hand at the back of his neck, and so the people, they were uncomfortable with that. So that's what they were talking about. But yeah, continue.
So I didn't get to see the raw video.
Right.
But you said the operative word that I'm looking for. trained.
Right.
They are trained.
Mm-hmm.
They are able. Now, the guy did not have a weapon on him.
Mm-hmm.
We have if two police officers, in my opinion, cannot apprehend a little skinny, he was like X amount of pounds. I mean, and I know the fact that you're skinny doesn't mean that you're not strong, but
Okay.
I believe
Because those are the same words I use to somebody. Yeah, I use those exact words to somebody. Not because you're skinny doesn't mean that you're not strong.
Doesn't mean that you're not strong.
Yeah.
But here's what I believe. He's considered a waste man in Jamaica. He's considered a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
So in the minds of the typical Jamaican that I know, his life is worth nothing.
Right.
So because he has taken life, why should he live? And that is just how we think. And I'm not saying it to be for or against these people necessarily. I understand the mentality, the way of thinking.
Right.
The problem I have with it is this. We have celebrities who have been accused of murder. We have a lot of persons who will resist the police. In fact, I'm like you. I'm proud of the policemen in Jamaica and the way they used to handle people. In fact, I saw a video when there was a white guy in Mobay with a gun. I guess he was drunk or something, and the cops were able to take him down, get the gun away from him, handcuff him. His life mattered. The problem I have is I honestly believe they shot this guy because in their mind, his life doesn't matter. He is a waste guy. He's a murderer. He deserves to die. And the issue I have with that, and I talk to my Jamaican friends and people all the time, you are not God. You are not God. You don't decide who deserves to live and who deserves to die. And in my opinion, now this is opinion, unless your life, unless your life is in danger, your life. And if they tell me that two police officers would stand there or be there and allow a small little boy like that to get the gun from them, then these police officers need to go back to get some training.
Well, that is what they didn't do in the end. If you're saying that if they allowed this guy to get the gun, then they would need to go back to training. They didn't allow him to get the gun.
Yeah, but my point is he did not have to be murdered. They didn't murder the white guy wielding a gun in Mobay. I don't know if anybody who is listening.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one. I don't know.
Back a couple of years ago.
No, I never saw it.
They did not murder him. It was obvious though that he was drunk.
Well, here's the thing about right. Okay, it was obvious that he was drunk and he had a gun. Where the hell did he get that gun from? But anyway, the difference, and again, I'm coming from a place of bias. I have to make that disclaimer, right? The difference between a white guy with a gun and one of these quote unquote thugs is that we don't know of any white guy in Jamaica that's committing murder. We are not aware of any white guy in Jamaica that's killing people, without remorse. So the police will approach a white guy with a gun who they think is drunk, they'll approach him differently, obviously, than how they're gonna approach a Jamaican with a gun, with an illegal gun, because chances are that Jamaican with that gun, they're not gonna take no check with him, because that Jamaican want to take out. Number one, you believe that a Jamaican wouldn't have a gun and a display it like that. You know what I mean? They wouldn't. And if they have a gun, they have some acts. They have something in mind that they want to do with it. You know what I mean? So.
And that's my point, Chris. Did the guy have a gun?
No, not this one. This one didn't have a gun. He was called. Right.
To him, because I want to drive the point home, I honestly believe that the police shoot him because they felt his life does not matter because he's a waste guy. And the comparison I am doing in my mind in Jamaica is, if this were one of the dancehall artists that these very policemen love, who has a temper, and most Jamaican people resist when police is trying to accost them, and you never hear that they get shot. And the thing I'm having a problem with, and it's upset, this part is upsetting me, if the Jamaicans are going to start imitating the whites in America. How the white policemen in America, how can I feel? Because in other words, they're going to feel that anybody that they deem shouldn't live, that they can kill them.
No. I think you're going way overboard with this comparison here. Listen, I think you're going way overboard. Anybody who thinks that the police is just going to start going around and just start killing people at random, I mean, come on. This guy, we have to understand. Random. No, we have to understand the context. I share your feelings. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying that the guy was unarmed and he, in your mind, he probably did not deserve to be shot. But to start thinking about and start talking about police going around and killing innocent people like that.
I didn't say that, Chris.
Well,
the thing you
all right. Well, stop talking about. Stop talking about things.
Police going around killing innocent people.
What did you say?
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
I say if they go around deciding who lives and who dies.
Yeah.
If they take on that,
but they have that authority. They have the authority.
Like the American cops have taken on when it comes to black people, because they decide that we don't deserve to live.
Yeah, but but here's the thing. And that is where I was coming at. This guy is a suspected murderer.
Correct.
Is wanted for murder, shootings, and all of that. He's no saint.
Right.
The police did not just go and shoot him. It's not like the police went, saw him, and just decided to murder him. That's not what happened. They tried to take him into custody. They fought with him for a very long time. He decided he wasn't going. He decided they had to kill him. His words. He resisted arrest. He, according to the police, or in the policeman's mind, was trying to reach for his weapon. No. With all of that said, this guy was no saint. So, I wouldn't go as far as to say and to make the comparison as to say why, if we decide, and whatever it is that you say, it is a far cry from an innocent person being accosted by a police. This guy.
We're not talking about innocence.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, hold a minute. The point that I'm trying to make is that the police, they have a job to do. And if you decide, hang on a minute, let me make my point. If you decide that you are going to resist the police to a point where you're going to reach for the policeman's gun, then you are signing your death warrant. And whether you're in America or in Jamaica, that kind of an action, I don't care if you are white, black, pink, or purple, that kind of an action is a no-no. That's a different situation from the police shooting innocent, unarmed black people who are not even resisting. That's a completely different thing.
Alrighty, let's take it to Jamaica. I have watched many altercations with Jamaican men and police. It's very rare that the police go to arrest the typical Jamaican man, and he just gives in peacefully. Most of them fight with the police. I saw one where the police had to take his baton and even break the guy's leg.
You see, that is where you're. Hang on a minute. That is where you're going. You see, that is where you're going wrong. The fact that you say, the fact that you say, hold a minute. The fact that you say most, you use the word most, that is incorrect. It's factually incorrect that most Jamaican men are going to fight. The ones you see, and that is where social media has amplified the negative things. There are hundreds of police officers arresting Jamaican men that do not resist the police. A lot of Jamaican men get arrested, but the ones you see on social media will make it seem as if this is the norm. This is not the norm. So social media will show you these negative things because people put it out there to capture the reaction, and that is what happens. But it's not most. It's not most.
Let's stop blaming social media for reality, because.
But it's not reality. No, but your argument is not reality.
If the people didn't have the reality to show, they wouldn't show it, Chris.
No.
If I'm looking at it, it means it. And I don't want to read my voice.
No, if you are looking at it, it doesn't mean that.
I'm not being heard. I feel like I'm not being heard, and I just want.
No, but you can talk without raising your voice. We are having a discussion.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but go ahead.
So I'm trying to not to do that. But what I'm saying is this. I'm saying most cops in Jamaica are aware that when they go to arrest somebody, they tend to fight. It's not an uncommon thing. The Jamaican men and Jamaican people, we tend not to be as controlled with our temper.
Right.
And as soon as we get upset, we resist and stuff. The Jamaican men are not used to being shot by cops like the American men. So this is why they have learned to comply quickly. The Jamaican men are not used to being killed by cops. And what I'm saying is, if this is a precedent that this is starting, before you know it, we are going to become just like America, in that cops are going to feel like we can kill anybody when they start resisting us and say that they reach for a gun. Because every cop that kill a person in America, the person reach for their gun. It's a typical cop statement. And I'm not for this guy per se. You know, I know he's a criminal. I know he has killed, and I know he deserved his in court and probably whatever penalty you give murderers in Jamaica. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But what I'm not for, and I'm very adamant about it in America, and I'm adamant about it in Jamaica, you as a cop, if you cannot take a man who is not armed, two of you, and then you say he reached for your gun, so why didn't you have your gun in your hand? So that if you reach, you can if a cop in Jamaica just stick the gun in the man's ear, he's calm. Because every gunman, no matter how tough they are, if you take the gun and stick it in their ear, they get calm.
But you see, that's a different. No,
he get calm.
No,
he did not have to pull that trigger.
Calm down for a minute. Hear me out. Hear me out for a minute, Carol. The cop is damned if he do and damned if he don't.
Not true.
And I'm telling you. Because you are saying he should have pulled out his gun. And hold a minute, let me make the point. You made a point. You said he should have pulled out his gun and put the gun to his head. That's basically what you're saying. No, to pull out a gun and put it at somebody's head, it means you are going to shoot. You are prepared to shoot that person.
If your life is
No. Listen, Carol, stop for a minute. This is not what. No, what I'm saying. No, listen what I'm saying. If you are going to stop for a minute and let me explain, please. And this is not a question that I'm telling you. This is protocol. This is the law. This is the first thing you learn in weapons training. I have had weapons training. The first thing they tell you, never point your weapon at any target if you do not intend to shoot it. The police are told that. So you are telling the police to take out their gun and put it at the head of a citizen who is resisting arrest. That's not protocol. They cannot just do that. If you are going to do that, it means you are prepared to shoot that person. That's a fact. It's not a question. It's an actual fact. You can go and do the research. That is number one. That is a point number one. Point number two. Had he done that and then shoot the guy, the citizens, including yourself, would have said that he came there just to shoot the guy because it's long time him take out him gun and him jumpy because it's long time him take out him gun and put at the guy head, so he really wanted to shoot him. In my opinion, I believe the police showed restraint. They tried, they fought, they did not reach for their guns. It was the last resort. They handcuffed him, they dragged him, they tried to put him in the vehicle. They did almost everything possible. So it is not a fact that they wanted to shoot this guy. It is a fact that in the policeman's mind, he thought he did not have a choice, because after fighting with him for so long, he decided that, look, this is the ultimate. And that is where I believe the policemen were. Final thoughts.
And my last thought on that is, I believe if was somebody of substance, if it was one of those politicians,
Agree with you.
if it was somebody that
Totally agree with you.
their life mattered.
Totally agree with
it
you.
would have been a different outcome, and
Yes.
that is what I'm afraid of in Jamaica, where, yes, I'm not glorifying murderers at all. I believe they should. There is a reason for a court, and there's a reason.
And
for
I agree with you.
them
I agree with you. If the
go
police can
and
bring in the man, then bring them in.
penalties.
If they can bring them in, bring them in. And I think most Jamaicans are on your side with that. You know what I mean? But the only difference is that we are going to differ on this particular case. I believe that if the police can bring in the guys, they shouldn't just go around and murdering them. And I believe that for the most part, that's what they do in Jamaica. I don't believe that the Jamaican police just go out there. So it is just a matter of, in this particular case, they believe that, boy, them exhaust everything. And the policeman, then they get tired. Because the little boy...
I think they were tired
frustrated
and exhausted.
all of the above. All anger,
I think that's why they
frustration, terror, and everything in between. Emotional, everything got to them, and that is what led up to it. And that is why I say to people, comply with the police, because in the end you are not going to win. I always say this to people, you are not going to win. So if you want to live to fight another day, comply, because you're not going to win in court and you may lose your life. So for anybody who is going
it's a poor precedent. It really is. And I'm not saying, in this case, he's a murderer, so people can justify it and say, well, life for life, whatever. And I can understand that. But I think in terms of persons resisting the police, who unarmed persons resisting an arrest, and if the verdict for that is death, then we are setting the same.
Yeah, but I don't think, and that is what that is how you interpret it. But I don't believe that is what happened. I don't think that it was just because he was resisting arrest. I think there was a lot of things that went into it. So I don't, because remember, it's the first time we are seeing anything like this in Jamaica. So
because Jamaica, and let me just say this, and this upsets me with my Jamaican people. Anytime, and I just want to say this, and persons will not like me for this. I was probably the only Jamaican that was so afraid when cable got to Jamaica, because I said to myself, they are gonna start imitating all the ills. And
so you believe that is imitating America with this?
They imitate the stupid foods.
No. We'll talk about this. Talk about this. Are you saying no? Are you?
Jamaicans imitate.
Are you? How is this case imitating?
Putting in the same stupid.
Hold on, Carol, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. If
it was one copy now, I would have nothing to say.
Listen.
Nothing.
The boy, listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to run. The boy, listen, take a chill pill and calm down. I am not going to lose 1 ounce of sleep over this boy. I'm going to say that right now. Not even an ounce of sleep. These guys, you see, you think this guy, you see how he was fighting? You heard his people. Number one, he was called, the police were called because he, according to them, he was threatening people with a gun. Right? Them that go to go see the gun. But his people, is the same people them call the police, This guy, hold on, yes, and this guy he's wanted for murder, he's wanted for shooting, he's wanted for all kinds of things. The police went, and the way how he was behaving with 2 guys with a gun, who he knows it's possible that they will shoot him. Just imagine how he behaves with people without a gun. This guy I have no remorse for him. This guy, if this guy book me and you, he never have no remorse for us. So I have no, and when I say that, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. No sympathy, no remorse. He is where he's supposed to be right now.
I don't expect the typical Jamaican to have any remorse for this guy.
Okay.
Because we have a mentality.
It's not about mentality. It's not about the mentality.
Can I just finish?
Yes.
We live in Jamaica, and when you're there, you do want them gone. You definitely do. You want these criminals out of the society. I understand, that persons will not be sympathetic towards him. And I'm not looking at what I'm saying from even the guy and his loss of life mentality. I am looking at it from the cop's mentality, because it's the same mentality the cop that kneeled on George Floyd's neck had. He felt that George Floyd was a waste and a menace to society, and therefore he felt the need to kneel on this man's neck for 9 minutes and killed him.
Different
blood.
This guy wasn't killed. But this guy wasn't killed in cold blood. But this guy wasn't killed in cold blood. But he wasn't killed in cold blood. He wasn't killed in cold blood. That's a difference.
He had no weapon. He was not a threat.
Oh, in your opinion, he wasn't. But in the cop's mind, he was going. Remember, now, you are over here in America. The cop was the one who he was fighting and reaching for his weapon. So in your mind, he wasn't a threat. But to the cop,
I just want to know. So because he reached for his weapon and the cop take the weapon out, you are telling me in their training, if as soon as they take their gun out, they have to kill?
Nope, didn't say that.
Okay. I rest my case.
Didn't say that. Yeah, but the cops. Remember, the cops have a lot of times they have a split second decision to make in these cases, and sometimes that's what they do. It's debatable still. But thank you very much for your spirited debate as usual, Carol.
Sorry.
Big up yourself.
I'm tired today,
yeah, man, big up.
Thank you so much.
All right, yeah, man, cool. Yeah, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's that's usual, Carol, with her spirited self. As for that video there, I have no, and when I say no, I mean absolutely none. So, I mean, it is what it is. The guy. And there's no precedent here. I understand people are upset about it, but there's no precedent here. Let's get back to some more music. 8:37 and counting. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network.
And the happiness that I
Been paying every day. Been paying every day.
Give it
with the station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life. Yeah.
So we're getting out of here at the top of the hour.
I was sitting there bored to death.
8:41 and counting.
One breath he said, you gotta get up, you gotta get off, you gotta get down, girl. You know you drive me crazy.
We've been here from 6 o'clock.
You've got me turning to another man.
It's Disco Thursday.
Called you on the phone, no one's home. Baby, why leave me all alone? And if it wasn't for the music, I don't know what I'd do. Yeah. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life from a broken heart. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life with a song.
They say music is an official language, you know? It's a universal language. I love all kinds of music, you know.
Before I had you on my mind.
I love nice, clean, decent. I love hip hop. I love reggae. I love soul.
All around this town.
I love disco. And of course, I love me some gospel.
In love with you, and I didn't know what to do.
Did you know that you have some Christians who they listen to nothing else but gospel? They believe that it is sin. No, seriously, you believe that you have some Christians who believe that it is sin to listen to or to dance to anything other than gospel music. You know, somebody called me one day and said to me after one of my shows on Thursday, and said to me, I never knew that you play secular music.
From a broken heart.
True.
DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life.
Person say, I never knew that you play secular music.
Hey, listen up to your local DJ. You better hear what he's got to say.
So yes, man, where you man?
I can't fix, cause I can do it in the mix. And if your man gives you trouble, just to move out on the double, and you don't let it trouble your brain, cause away goes trouble.
I love music, man.
Said away goes trouble down the drain.
Well, alright.
And this one here is for the ladies. For all the ladies of Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Good evening. 8:44 and counting.
Oh yeah, what a night.
These beats are hot. In the mix with the fattest DJ.
Girl, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night.
Romantic lady, single baby, sophisticated mama. Come on, you disco lady, yeah, stay with me tonight, mama. Yeah.
If you hear any noise, it ain't the boys, it's ladies' night. Gonna step out ladies' night, stepping out ladies' night. Gonna step out ladies' night, stepping out ladies' night. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night.
Oh what a night.
Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the
I think my boyfriend is too black. What? I think my boyfriend is too black.
You can fulfill all your dreams.
Dear Pastor,
There, everywhere.
I'm going to tell me, Pastor, right now. Stand by.
This is your night, tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night, tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night, tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night, tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night, tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night, tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night, tonight.
And the beat goes on. 8:47 and counting, getting another year at the top of the hour. I want to say thank you all for stopping by. It's been my pleasure. But I got to give you this one before I go. It says here, ladies and gentlemen, I think my boyfriend is too black. We're talking about in Jamaica, you know. I have been reading your column for years. I am 65. 65. I kid you not. I have some old copies of the Star. I see that you have not changed. You are still on target. I have a problem and I want to share it with you. I have 2 grown children who live abroad. I hear from them every week. Their father and I broke up many years ago. Their father is a very handsome man. All the girls went for him. He was not a good provider. He spent his money on women. This story here is funny already. He didn't want to discuss with me what he did with his money. Both of us were working. I used to take the boys to everything. Their father had no time. He was too busy with his women. When I could not take it anymore, I divorced him and remained celibate for a long time. A few years ago, I met a man who told me that he was interested in me. I was not interested because he was not very good looking. This man is black and ugly. He is 70. It took me a long time to agree to go out with him. He is not Jamaican, but he knows how to treat a woman. When I introduced him to 2 of my siblings, they were very surprised that I was going with him. One of my sisters told me that she couldn't believe that he was my man friend. I sent pictures of him to my boys and asked them what they thought of him, and they both said if I love him, I should go for it. Last Thanksgiving, he went to America with me to be with my sons, and strangely enough, they like him. The relationship has got serious, and he has asked me to marry him. He has his own home, and I have mine. I'm not looking to get anything from him. Some of the people at my church are surprised to see the man I chose to be my partner. He's very proud of me. He was never married. He's a very good cook. He does most of the cooking. I'm getting to love him more and more. But we have not yet set a date for our wedding. I wish that this man was not so black. His skin is not his skin is not smooth, but he's a lovely man. When I try to rub him down, he says I'm trying to get his skin lighter than it is, and he gets upset. He's an intellectual, and that's one of the things I like about him. But he's not my type of guy. You know what? Let me come out for the people. Let me pack up my something them and get out of here, yeah?
Just like my love, everlasting. Hey, and the beat goes on.
First and foremost, at 65 and 70, you're talking about your boyfriend. Whoa, your Lord have mercy upon me. I tell you, no, sir.
And the beat goes on.
Don't forget that I'll be back here on Sunday evening, 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock with Divine Praise. It is 2 hours of gospel music and words of inspiration. Tell a friend, make it a date. Don't you dare be late. We start at exactly 6 o'clock. On the beat goes on. 8:53. 56 degrees Fahrenheit on beautiful, beautiful Cape Cod. Tomorrow is payday for a lot of people. Is tomorrow payday for you? Today is Ben Johnson Day. That's what they say. What you gonna do with my lovin'? Stephanie Mills.
I'm wishing, boy, I got my eyes on you.
It has been a great evening. I enjoyed myself immensely.
It's thrilling.
I hope you did too.
I'm not sure just what to do.
Here's hoping you're gonna have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night.
It's no mirage to me.
I hope that you will have a fantastic weekend.
Gently.
Once again, my name is Chris Whilby. Don't forget that we are live 24/7 on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. If you have not yet downloaded the radio app, I encourage you to do so. Go to Google Play Store and download the app. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Take us with you wherever you go 24 hours per day. Early morning, late night. You know, I listen to the radio on my way to work every day. Yeah. You can do the same thing, you know. In the mornings, we have lots and lots of gospel music. You know what I mean? Yeah. And some very encouraging words. Break of day. You know what I mean? So check us out. Early morning, the early risers. Like Carol, who wake up very early in the mornings. Check us out, man. Google Play Store. For those of you who have not yet subscribed to the channel, to the YouTube channel, I encourage you to do so. www.CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. That's our home.
Shines like a precious jewel. And here you are me. All my love is for you. Tell me what you gonna do with my loving. I'm crazy about your eyes. What you gonna do with my loving?
me hear say well. They say boom boom boom, the motherfucker say well. They say boom boom boom.
And that's it. This is where we take the curtains down. Have a fantastic night. Catch you when I catch you. Wow, good. Bless up, everybody. One love.
So I hope you can stand the vibration, cause we're about to rock the entire nation. Alright? Here we go.
I say boom boom boom, now let me hear say well. I say boom boom boom, now motherfucker say well. I say boom boom boom, now let me hear say well. I say boom boom boom, now motherfucker say well. Boom boom boom, now let me hear say well. I say boom boom boom, now motherfucker say well. I say boom boom boom, now let me hear say well. I say boom boom boom, now motherfucker say well. Girl, your booty is so round. Let me look you up and down. Can I take you one more time? I won't stop until you're mine. But if I cannot be with you, maybe I could have a taste. Put your arms around me, girl, and your kisses on my face. Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear say well.
These beats are hot. In the mix with the best station with the best music. Best music.
This is Simone Murray, direct with you night Jamaica Diva. And you are listening to The Chris Whilby Show on Caribbean Vibes Radio.
Geronimo, look out below. Here comes the brother with the off-beat flow. I just fell from the mothership. Out here, brothers about to rip it on another tip. Slip, don't trip. Check out how I do. My niggas in the house, I turn your body in the fruit. As I come from the depths of doom, I step back, wow, with the boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear say